Israel denies the U.S.'s agreement for a ceasefire in the war in Gaza. One day, I was reading something for a project. It was the news. Look at a fancy article, do a little summary, move on to the next. And then I did this for quite a while, but I hadn't really read the work. I had more skimmed through it, and so it didn't really stick in my brain. Then I went down for dinner, and then I read out some of the headlines, because those I remembered. And then my dad said that many news channels are biased. But at the time, I didn't know what to think of this. After all, how can the news be fake? But after dinner, I sat down and thought about it, and then I had started to understand something. Hello, judges and fellow leaders of tomorrow. What I had found is two major things. First, our media is an echo chamber. But what does this mean? It means that when someone reads into one specific article, they will be fed more and more of this. And so all the news or media they are consuming can only be from that specific sort of media. So for example, when someone clicks on the war in Russia as a subject, they will be fed more of that. And the more they click on such channels, the more they will see of that. And also, many news channels are politically affiliated. What does this mean? So, for example, Vox is a news channel, but it is very left-leaning and progressive. And while not all of them are like this, they could all be scattered around the spectrum. Many of them are neutral. They put out specific headlines that influence the decisions of the people who agree with their statements. The leftists on Vox's side and the politically neutral people for other kinds of media that agree with the people they appeal to. And so, because of this want, they must oversimplify and pick sides. Many times you see the terrorism the Hamas have committed against the Israelites, but you rarely see any major news channels talk about the war crimes that the Israelites have committed against Palestinians. This encourages more views and then more traffic on their site, and that leads to more subscribers and more money. And so we need to be wise about what we read. Make sure that you can find some more neutral sorts of news, because prejudiced news is a dime a dozen. And what is truly worth your time is to get your sources from many different people and companies so that they don't take over our decisions. Some of them just want you to vote right or left in your political stance, but some could be so much more. And so this is why we have to make sure that we can estimate the value in our news. Thank you.